mode.
Good evening. It is 9/7/2021. I'd like to call the Legislative Committee of the City of Middletown Common Council to order. I will call the roll. Mr. Massey is not present. Mr. Burr? Mr. Tobin?
Here.
Ms. Ramkissoon? Here. And myself, the chair. That makes 4 of us. Out of 5, we are good to go. I only scheduled 15 minutes prior to the CDA meeting. There's one item on the agenda, which looks fairly uncomplicated, but of course, that remains to be seen. Mayor, are you going to speak to us since the attorney's not here?
Why isn't the attorney here, should be the question.
That I don't know.
I'm sure you as the chairman will ask him, and
I did ask the clerk to remind him. But
okay.
That's all I can do.
All right, let me take this off. A few years back, we had a couple inquiries for bottle redemption centers in the DMU district. And we had told the applicants that it wasn't a permitted use or even a use subject to planning board approval, and that it was not something that I would be supportive of in the downtown business district because of the setup, the mixing of the empty bottles and what usually empty bottles bring when they're sitting there for a while. Well, it died, but now we're getting a lot more interest from a lot more folks. And one of the applicants pointed out last week that as he came back and revisited the DMU, he understands our position, or my position. I didn't speak for the board, I spoke for myself. But that he can't find it in any zone that is permitted in. And because really who thought of bottle redemption centers in the past X amount of years? So I met with Alex Smith. We thought an I-1 zone, light industrial zone, would be an adequate location for these types of facilities. They are regulated by the state. They're licensed by the state. So there are some regulations that the licensee has to follow. But the fact that we don't have one here or we don't allow it in any zone is, of course, a problem. So we thought we would propose that we put it as a use subject to planning board approval in the I-1 zone, light industrial. Pretty simple.
It looks fairly straightforward. If you'll look at the document that was presented to you earlier today, you have the statement of the resolution, and the clerk has preemptively also provided you with the fact that this would require a public hearing, which might occur at the next meeting. So, having said all of that, I'll go around the table, starting with committee members, with all due respect to others. Ms. Ramkissoon.
I don't have a problem with the industrial being allowed to have that usage. Not an issue.
Thank you. Mr. Burr.
Yeah, as long as it's the industrial zone, I'll be there.
Okay. Flying through, Mayor, with flying colors. You're doing very well. Mr. Tobin.
Yeah, I mean, you already have bottle returns at ShopRite, and people are taking their bottles down in Dolson trying to return them. This might be a little safer. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay. Nor do I. So now going to the other members of the group. Alderman Kleiner.
I think it's needed. The ones in the town of Walk Hill are used a whole lot, and so many of the stores only take their own bottles or something that they sell, so it makes it very difficult to really follow the intent of the bottle law, which is to bring the bottles back and not have them out on the street. So I-1 zone is better than nothing, so I'm in favor of it.
Sounds good. Alderman Jean-Francois.
I'm in favor of it.
Good to go. And last but certainly not least, Alderman Green.
Thank you. Yeah, it's becoming a big business lately. And, if people see that there's a need here, I think the light industrial zone is a perfect place to put it. So thank you.
Council President, any thoughts?
I totally agree.
Okay. So, members of the committee, all in favor? Aye. Say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstain? Motion carries with 4 votes. Mr. Clerk, is there anything else that should come before the committee at this time, to your knowledge? Nor I. Motion to adjourn the committee meeting. Thank you, Ms.